My research is focused on understanding how valve disease develops. We're particularly interested in rheumatic heart disease, which is a chronic valve disorder, typically impacting children and young adults. And there is no cure for rheumatic heart disease. In Australia, we have some of the highest rates of rheumatic heart disease, and it's almost exclusively diagnosed in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children. Rheumatic heart disease is a chronic autoimmune condition. So what that means is the immune system mistakenly destroys the valve tissue in your heart. And once that happens, there's no way to reverse the damage. It's incredibly sad because it is preventable, but there are no medications that can reverse the damage once it's started. Rheumatic heart disease begins with a bacterial infection. So bacteria that's on our hands, it can either get into the bloodstream and cause a huge influx of the immune system, which is essentially trying to destroy the bacteria. But what it mistakenly does is it destroys the valve tissue. Today, what treatment looks like for a child with rheumatic heart disease is valve replacement surgery. And that often means repeated surgeries until that child is an adult. And that's incredibly traumatic. We know that it's not a cure. We know it's managing symptoms to an extent. There's a lot that we don't understand around why valve tissue is so prone to this chronic condition. There's still so many questions about how it can lead to RHD in some patients and not others. My hope with this research is that we can find new treatments that currently don't exist so that we can either slow disease progression or reverse it once it's established. The research that we do here uses stem cell models of heart valve and heart muscle, and we're using those to understand the biology of what goes wrong in rheumatic heart disease. Our models are so unique because we're making valve tissue from patients. From that blood sample, we are now one of the only groups in the world that can make these complex three-dimensional heart valve tissues. And we grow them in the laboratory for weeks to months, and we can understand what controls how they mature, what controls how they break down and become disease. And we can use that to understand what's specific about this tissue that means it's irreparably damaged in rheumatic heart disease. Funding from the Heart Foundation has been incredibly generous, and what that has allowed us to do is to pursue innovative research in rheumatic heart disease that we otherwise couldn't do. Progress is never quick enough in research, but what we've been able to do in the last few years with a fairly small team has been incredible. My hope for the future of heart health in Australia is that every child, no matter where they live or their background, can grow up free from preventable heart conditions. Through research and collaboration, I also hope that we can contribute to the national and global efforts to eliminate rheumatic heart disease.